we accidentally found what I think is the Pacific Northwest equivalent to Black Bear Pass. This place is gorgeous, it is terrifying, and we sandwiched it in between a ton of rock crawling.
Boat ramp is the real deal. This is not an overlanding trail.
Boat ramp is a man-made obstacle in LB Hills ORV. This place is traditionally done by buggies and is obviously not a usual start to an overland trip.
You know, and I have a samurai. Why wouldn't I bring the samurai to something like this? The reality is, I like my overlanders to be able to do fun rock play stuff. It's kind of a button for punishment. Oh, you okay, buddy? You okay? Come sit right here. And I've got a puppy, and we're testing him out on all the big rocks. You're okay. This is his first time doing a trail like this. He's been loving going off-road and camping with me.
Gunnar is a half Black Lab, half German Shepherd mix that we got at the very beginning summer. He's now 5 months old, and he has been wheeling and camping with us throughout the summer, but this is the first buggy line type trail he's done. So he's getting used to the vehicle getting bounced around, but very quickly he's adapting, and he is going to be a perfect trail dog.
The next big mod for the Tacoma is definitely going to be hydro assist with independent suspension, because it needs it. It needs the extra power for sure. I think these tires are going to be the biggest linchpin for me for sure. Here's where it gets. This is the real proving ground right here. If I can drive over that point. I don't mind being on slider, but I want to do it softer. There we go. Okay. Rocky part. You're in there.
Huge shout out to Kelly for helping me film this. You cannot film this kind of stuff the way that you want to by yourself. So, Kelly, you rule, dude.
just have a seat, Gunner. Or pooch. These tires are going to be the toughest part of this entire thing.
Your whole front bumper is hitting it.
Yeah. I don't know how the heck I'm going to figure that out. I'll try to put a tire up there. These are seriously, I'm most fearful of the tires than anything else here.
Yeah, for sure.
This truck has a wheelbase of 129 inches, which is fairly long, and my concern with the tires is breaking over and getting hung up on my belt.
Now, Kelly, that tire that was on the big rock that we were looking at earlier, am I going to drive over it right here?
Straighten out a little bit.
Okay.
Right there. Keep that. Yep.
I think that Watch This Four-Wheelers did a phenomenal job at building all this out here, but my only gripe, and this is a very small one, is we don't need to put tires in stuff like this. I mean, yeah, it makes it harder, but personally, I just like going over big rocks. I'd say instead of burying big tires, put the biggest rock you can there, because I'd rather use that as an obstacle. But again, not nitpicking. I think they did a phenomenal job building this, and this is one of my favorite obstacles in the area.
I'm going to give it a little something and see what happens.
Okay. That did something.
Portal life. Portal life and not low enough transfer case life. I am in the works of putting a 4-to-1 transfer case in this thing because it's going to make these moments so much more controllable. So I have to do the thing where you got to throttle kind of hard, and then when you get up to the top of the rock, you let out so you don't just like shoot out like or shoot over it like a rocket. Like right now, not low enough. And so I have to just let the tires speed up. I can't really crawl. But we're working our way through it. Dude, these tires though. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this. We might have to just shoot over them. Oh yeah, baby. Woo! you look uncomfortable but comfortable, Gunner. You do look at ease. You just look like you're not sure where we're gonna hit. Well, Tacoma and Gunner's first time up boat ramp. Check it off the list.
The next place we're going to go is Alder Rock Pile. And if you've seen my channel before, you know that this is one of my favorites here at Alder. This little stretch is really fun. It's not as steep as boat ramp, but it goes for quite a ways, and it seems like they just keep adding on to it. So this is a phenomenal spot if you're in the area.
You getting in my shot, Gunner? You getting in my shot, dude? Figure out where he wants to go. You're killing it, dude. Front locker. Gunner. 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 Whoa. All right.
Kelly and I have been making wheeling videos together for basically 20 years now. Way back in the day, there was no YouTube. There's nowhere to put this stuff, but we would just film ourselves having fun out in the woods together and just share it with our other friends, just over some beers on a Friday night.
Well, this is the kind of hole right here with the peak
That you're worried about, not worried about?
yeah, I'm not worried about it, but if I was worried about something, that would be the thing I'm worried about. This peak right here, you can see all the
Clearly, I'm not worried, but if anybody was worried about anything, it would be about that peak.
Yeah,
It would be about that peak in this truck.
yeah.
No, I think if you
might be okay,
if you
actually.
can, do you want me to guide passenger on top of that peak?
Sure.
If you put passenger tire on it, I think you're gonna be all right.
I think so too. Yeah, the driver tire on this rock right here should be fine.
These days, our rigs are a lot more capable, and we've got way higher quality camera gear, but we're still out here having fun in the woods together, which is awesome. You know, there are very few friendships that last that long, and this is one of the beautiful things about this hobby, is that it gives us excuses to get together and go find some fun in the woods.
Nailing it. It's good. You think, Gunner? Doing a good job?
The current traction conditions are a little bizarre. We had rain a couple days ago, so there's like standing water in some spots. The rocks are a little bit damp, and then they have a layer of dry dust on top of them. So it's not as much traction as I would usually expect for August, and our tires seem to be staying wet because every time they'd have an opportunity to dry out, they go into another puddle. But we're making it work. With the right tire pressure and the right tire placement, we're able to slowly weasel our way up with these super heavy overlanders on top of these rocks and through the trails.
All right, Gunner. Come on, buddy. You gonna keep going up this way?
I mean, I guess.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about, Kelly.
I mean, we'll see how the next few feet go.
Oh, dude, looks great. Shit. Hang on. I said that. Why'd I say that? What are you hitting? Oh, you might be hung up on a link on the other side or something that I don't see. Yeah, that's what it is.
I have the locker off too, so.
Go hard driver if you can, and turn the locker on and see what happens. See if we can get you up on top of this guy. I think it's our turn, dude. You lead? I'll follow you. Alder rock pile. I'm turning into such a little pampered princess since I started building newer vehicles like this. I can't even tell you how nice it is to be in a rig with air conditioning in August. I mean, it should go without saying, right? But I spent so many years in a TJ with like no roof, no doors. I was like, who needs that stuff? Apparently, 40-year-old Nate needs that stuff. It's real nice to be in here working.
It's the end of a long week, and it's a Friday, and Kelly and I are very eager to find camp. But I just couldn't help myself. I wanted to put tires on this before we left, and I decided that once I got up to the top, which the Tacoma made pretty quick work of this obstacle, but once I get up to the top, I wanted to try the optional newer top section. This is seriously huge boulders, and the only time I've done this before was in my Samurai, so I'm very eager to see if my overland truck can pass through something this gnarly.
I want to put tires up there and see. I can back out if I have to.
Okay.
Or winch, whatever. I am not too proud to winch. This might be the first rooftop tent to do this part of the trail.
Maybe. I've never seen one, but
I doubt very many people who have rooftop tents are interested in this kind of thing. Big holes here at the end.
yeah, there's a big rock right there.
Am I gonna climb it?
Yeah, stay passenger a little bit.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
There we go.
there we go.
Oh,
Is that a manual? What's going on?
whatever, Kelly. I don't know why I'm embarrassed. I didn't kill it. Over here trying to think of a defensive quip. Not necessary. I didn't kill it.
Oh,
These are big holes up here.
oh my god.
They're big holes.
Oh.
I'd be willing to bet I'm the first IFS truck to go and do this.
I take that bet.
Not that it matters, just, you know, for context, this is not like usual commute to the store. Clear that. Maybe I will. There's holy shit, am I gonna clear that? Wow. That was sweet. Very satisfying. A lot of tough parts, that's for sure.
It's time to head to the mountains and find camp. And in my opinion, this is one of the coolest things about this whole like Rocklander style travel and style of build is that we can play where the buggies do and then drive 80 miles an hour down the interstate with no trailers or tow trucks or any of that. the same vehicle that just completed boat ramp is now heading up 3,000 feet higher in elevation to camp comfortable, enjoy some cooler temps, and make some dinner.
We're here. It's time. It's time. Dude, this ain't bad at all. What a view.
Oh yeah, I know.
This is a rare sight because usually if you have a view, you're so exposed you get wind, but this is still, it's a view, but with boatloads of tree cover.
Put it low range.
If you followed the Tacoma build, you saw that I've swapped everything over to electric cooking. No regrets at all. I'm preheating this little oven right now. No propane ever. Not only do I have a really deep cycle battery in here, but I could theoretically just start the truck and use the alternator as a generator to fire this thing up if I had to. But so far, I've camped out of this a lot with this little easy bake oven. It's an air fryer. And I have enough juice that when I get to camp, I can cook dinner, and then I have power for things throughout the night, and then the next day, cook breakfast on the same battery charge, and then boom, fire up the truck. I've got the solar panel on the roof, of course, but much more alternator juice going to the battery than solar. These are a bunch of smaller tomatoes that I picked this morning before our trip, and I'm gonna make, is it a caprese salad? Caprese salad? Do you know what?
I'm not fancy like that, dude. I don't know.
And I'm barely fancy like that. So I used to buy them at Safeway and whatnot. It's like a mixture between tomatoes and mozzarella and stuff. Super good. And you know, we're canning tons and tons of tomatoes right now, but some of these are just so delicious that little like things like these caprese, whatever, Italian salads are really, really good.
After making a fancy tomato salad to go with my steak, Kelly and I talked about life, our kids, just general dad stuff. And then in the morning, I continued Gunner's puppy training.
No, belly down, belly down. You know we don't beg. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Stay. Okay. Good boy. Good boy, Gunner.
At 5 months old, this little dude is pretty impressive. I'm definitely proud of him. Now, the next leg of this trip is more of an overlander leg. However, we're going to a place that I've never been before, and I was pretty blown away at what we encountered, and I'm not sure it's going to take quite a bit of courage for me to go back up there knowing what I know now.
We are currently at about 2,800 feet, and by the end of this trip, we should be just under 7,000. And I mean, I'm looking at the peaks. They don't look like they're very far away, so that means that this is gonna be pretty steep in spots and probably plenty of switchbacks in order to get us on top of this ridge that I've been hunting around on.
I've been hearing about Rimrock being a crazy place to go for like 20 years, and all the places I've wheeled all over the country, I've never made the time to drive 3 hours to Rimrock and experience this place for myself. And now, that said, I stopped hearing chatter about this place around a decade ago or so, and last summer at some point, I started talking to some of my friends about it, like, hey, have you ever been here? And most people hadn't, so this is one that's been on my radar for a while. And so Kelly and I decided to put this one smack dab in the middle of our weekend adventure. This place is super narrow, it's super steep, and I'd imagine for probably 9 months out of the year it's completely impassable due to snow and these really steep hills being so muddy. But once we made our way up to the top of the ridgeline that we were going to be wheeling on, I realized that we might have stumbled across one of the sketchiest feeling places in the entire state.
like to ask for forgiveness from my wife and my mom. I mean, we do stuff sketchier than this in Moab. It's just, yeah. Thank God for front cameras.
The reason I compare this to Black Bear isn't because it's as high or anything like that, but the feeling of driving over something so exposed and so off camber is absolutely terrifying. I've never seen anything like this up here.
Have I mentioned I'm a fan of this forward-facing camera? Jesus. I mean, I heard there was a couple steep spots. I wasn't sure what anybody meant.
It'd really be nice to have that front camera right now.
Bro, I was just talking about that too in the camera. Like, game changer for sure. But you look lined up nice and square. It looks like I know you've got better visibility out of the S10 than I do out of the Tacoma.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better, but I was able to kind of see where you were, and I can just see my driver's side tire. As long as that one's good, I know I'm on the track.
It is very difficult to capture a trail like this on a camera. And trust me, it's one of those you just had to be there moments. If you ever end up on this trail, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In reality, it's just a dirt road. It's just a dirt road. It's not hardcore at all. I wouldn't want to have a buggy on this. I had the right vehicle for the job. Something long, something wide, something stable, something comfortable. Eventually, we got off of the sketchy part of the ridge, and we had some lunch where Kelly discovered a little bit of an issue.
Whoa. You see, what the hell?
Oh no. That is not good.
Yeah.
That's a hot battery.
Because it's getting, that's why I have the hood up. Is like my relays, like my AC relay stops working, and then my AC stops because it's so hot.
Do you see what the voltage was? I wonder if you're overcharging.
It was below 14.
In the cab?
Yeah. Or it's always at 14.
Do you have a multimeter?
Not with me.
Now, if you're seeing low voltage on the dash, but we're seeing melty battery in the engine bay, my guess is the voltage regulator is getting a signal that it's low voltage and it is overcharging. That's just my armchair mechanic perspective.
Yeah, that is definitely one thing it could be. The other thing, based on my prior experience with it dying, just sitting in the garage doing nothing, it could be the battery is bad and it is low voltage, and so in turn the alternator is constantly charging it.
True. Well, we're just gonna have to keep an eye on it, clearly, and hopefully there's not too much more of the sketchy stuff, and we can I mean, that's the thing, is on the other side of this, it's a really long downhill dirt road. I mean, you could damn near throw it in neutral and just coast down the road or something.
Yeah, we'll just, at any point that we stop, I'll just turn the truck off and open the hood to try and help it cool off.
Earth Brooks did have a hard time fitting through some of this trail, but I tell you what, on that really steep, narrow section, I wouldn't want to be an inch narrower. I was very thankful for every bit of girth and every bit of plantedness, if that's a word, this truck has. But eventually, we made it all the way up to the top. We found this super rad, like, fire lookout cabin type thing up there, and by the time we reached the very top, the highest point we could, we were just under 7,000 feet, which was cool. But after a quick powwow, where we were supposed to set up camp, Kelly and I decided to head down to Yakima. We decided to do the safe thing and take care of this battery, because the reality is, even when the vehicle's not running, a battery that has an issue internally, like this one might, could just light on fire in the middle of the night. Not only do we not want to burn down Kelly's truck, but we also don't want to burn down the forest. So even with fire extinguishers and everything else, we decided to go down to the city. We decided to find a battery to replace this thing, and then once we got it replaced, which they warranted it was only like 4 months old, so once we got this battery exchanged, we decided to go over to a place called Natchez. And with all the stuff that we had going on throughout the day, we got to Natchez a little bit late, so we made a quick and dirty camp, woke up early, and headed to a place called Moon Rocks and Funny Rocks.
Okay. Pretty cool. We get like a little taste of Moab right here, close to home.
Definitely. It's a lot closer.
Moon rocks and funny rocks are very unusual features here in the Pacific Northwest. And it's because they're not granite. It's very grippy, like sandy stone like you would see in eastern Utah or western Colorado. And I've wheeled all over Washington, and I can't think of anywhere offhand that has features like these ones. It's Sunday and we're supposed to be on our way home, but we're so close we can't help ourselves but put some tires on these things. But honestly, this is a place that I need to come back to and just spend like a day or two and just choose line after line after line, because this is one of the rare places in Washington where you don't necessarily have to stick on a trail. You can just, however you can get your buggy or your wheeler or whatever up the rocks, you can usually put tires on it and do it. The big one is Moon Rocks, and then maybe half a mile away is Funny Rocks. And at Funny Rocks, I'm going to try a line that I haven't done before in my Tacoma.
Ooh, that sun is bright. This puts you in a perfect position where the sun is going right down the beak. It's hard to see.
Yeah, I bet.
This is a perfect real-world test of the tire compound of these trail grapplers. Look at the size of that undercut. It is huge, and we are going to slowly grip and grab our way right up it.
What's that noise, Gunner? That's a weird noise, isn't it? Give me the head tilt.
To be clear, this line that we just did is not the one that I said I'd never put tires on. The one that I've never put tires on is the next one, and I've decided to not include any music or anything. I just want tire sounds. I want you to be there and feel it the way that we do, because things do get a little bit hairy here, and to be honest, this isn't like a super hard V-notch. It's just got huge consequences. So I've seen a lot of people roll here on this exact obstacle, and I've seen a lot of people slide into the crack. I'm hoping that Girth Brooks will do neither.
Get it start on your left side by right, it would give you a better angle.
Always exciting to try new lines. Usually I try them in a rock crawler, not an overlander. But I'd say that this is blurring the line between those two ones. Alright, we got rear locker on. My strategy here is to leave the front locker off so that I can steer. I've got 3 big modifications left on this Tacoma. Central tire inflation system so I can air up and down while I drive. Hydro assist steering so that it'll steer a little bit easier on obstacles like this when the front locker's on. Oh shit. Ooh boy. Well, we might as well back it on down, huh?
I don't like that, Nate.
Back down. There we go. That's better.
That's why I think you need to start with the rear end on that
Rear
side.
end needs to be over, I know. I'll just go ahead and rear steer that way. Woo! High tire. Back to what I was saying.
Yeah, if you can
I want to
Austin
do a
powers
transfer
yourself.
case. 4-to-1 transfer case, so I can crawl this stuff a little bit slower than I do now. Those 3 modifications are going to be everything that this truck needs. to do the things that I want to do. I mean, it doesn't now.
The smoke that you're seeing is from having the engine at an extreme angle for a moment. So it pulled a little bit of oil through the PCV system into the intake, and now that we're burning that oil off, it's super smoky. Very common on a lot of modern makes and models, including these Tacomas.
A lot of oil burning. Yikes. That's better. All right, let's try it going over it. Does the rear look like it's in a little better position there?
It's a little better as long as it climbs. Yeah, slow. Yeah, you're climbing now. It's better. Yep, straighten out a little bit. Perfect, right there. Come driver a little bit. Slow. Front locker's not on.
No, I got both lockers off just for be able to steer, but I just turned the front one on.
Yeah, you're gonna want that to climb this on the driver's side because you want to stay on that rock.
Well, I felt it start to slide on the driver's side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give it a little bit more throttle, and if it continues to slide driver down, I'm going to have to winch to you.
Okay, I would just take it slow with the front locker on, a little bit driver, take it slow up. It should climb it.
This next shot is such a great example of when you need good side bite on your tire.
Yep, slow, straighten out. Yep, right there, slow. Perfect, keep it slow. Your passenger side's gonna drop down now. But you're good, just straight.
First off, I want to thank Gunner for being so good on this trip. We got him at the beginning of summer. I've been training him all summer, and he is turning into such a great companion. So thank you for all your patience and going on my adventure with me. Thank all of you guys for watching. To be able to go from boat ramp to the highway to Rimrock to fixing a battery situation, you know, on the highway, and then up here to Natchez all in one weekend is just such a rare quality, and it is so satisfying to build these trucks to such a level with, I mean, modern tires are so much better than they used to be. Modern suspension is so much better than they used to be. You're able to build things reliable enough that you can take these long drives, live out of the truck, and still go on obstacles like boat ramp. It's pretty wild. So thank you so much for watching. This one was bittersweet. Matt, like I said, Matt and Stacy were supposed to be on this one with us, and so they were very heavy on my mind. I know they would have loved this, and I know that we're still out here taking risks. And we just had 2 friends pass away in an off-road accident. But the reality is, this is part of who we are as off-roaders. I know that a lot of you watching this can relate. And I don't think that they'd want us to stop going out and having fun and exploring new places. You know, they'd want us to keep that dream alive. So without making this ending drag on too long, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Nitto, for sponsoring this video. It's companies like Nitto that are able to make this lifestyle possible for me. So thank you.